Hey everyone, my name is Bex, and the goal for this series is to break down and demystify the world of wine for you. In this episode, I'll be explaining tannins. What are they, where do they even come from, and why are they so important in wine? Now, since the majority of white wine doesn't contain tannins, I'm just gonna focus on red wine for this episode. Wondering why that is? Let me explain. So what are tannins exactly? Well, the term tannin is really an umbrella for a lot of different chemical compounds that are found in wine. Now, most of these are extracted from the skins, seeds, and stems. Now, before I completely lose you on the chemistry, stick with me. What do tannins even do? Tannins affect the color, how it physically feels in your mouth, otherwise known as mouthfeel, and the taste. Tannins bind to saliva in your mouth as you drink it, which causes your mouth to dry up and just feel rough. We call this astringency in the wine world. Now, it can also be a little bit bitter, and you usually feel that in the back of your mouth. Ooh. So this is a Malbec, which is on the higher end of the tannin spectrum. If you're ever wondering if the wine you're drinking is high in tannin, try to pull your lip away from the top of your gum. The harder time you have, the higher tannin on your hands. Now, this Malbec is delicious and young, but with time, these high tannins will integrate and they'll soften and they'll feel less astringent as you drink it. The color of your wine also comes from grape skins, predominantly from a group of compounds called anthocyanins. These exist in food that you're already familiar with. Think berries, beets, dark chocolate, black tea. All of them act as antioxidants. And just like they're good for you and the longevity of your health, these compounds also help the longevity in wine. So why are tannins so important? First and foremost, they give red wine their color. Just look at these two glasses next to each other. On the left, we have Pinot Noir, and on the right, Merlot. That Merlot has almost 3 times as much anthocyanin in it as the Pinot. In younger wines, these tannin structures are actually smaller, and we perceive them in greater numbers, which is why they feel astringent and bitter in your mouth. Now, they do like to hang out with each other, like a lot. So I like to think about them like a game of dominoes. As wine ages, these tannins start to bind with each other. And as they bind, they get bigger and bigger, and they actually feel softer in your mouth because there's physically less of them. And now this is why some red wines need longer aging. It's just the way they're made. Do you remember that longevity that I was talking about? Tannins are critical to the ageability of a wine. So how do you pair wines that have different tannin builds? On the lower end of the tannin scale, think Pinot Gamay, lightly smoked or charred food like cedar plank salmon or any sort of earthy veggie. Pinot and mushroom risotto, anyone? Ugh, so good. These are some examples of red wines either with less tannin or ones meant to be enjoyed on the younger side. High tannin wines like Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah demand a big meal. Think grilled meats. Serve that on the side with some mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, sauteed mustard greens, and you've got yourself the perfect barbecue pairing. These are varietals that definitely can benefit with some aging or just naturally have a lot of tannin to them. I hope you took away some good nuggets from this episode. There's always so much more to dig into in the world of wine. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and definitely hit the notification bell so that way you never miss when I put out new videos for you. And remember, the best bottle of wine the one that you share.